Welcome back. Today we're going to cover the basics of managing yourself and the bike on the dirt. Put simply, posture, counterbalance and power. Here we go. So there's two riding positions on dirt, active sitting for most of the ride and standing for anything tricky or that looks like it might be tricky up ahead. And of course there's the waddle when you basically stopped moving. Hopefully that's not often. Now active sitting is the norm, by which we mean moving your butt around to counterbalance, sort of skimming the seat with your weight as needed to help the bike along. It's the default way to ride. Balanced standing gives you way better control, making your knees and arms act like independent suspension, and the faster you go, the more you should do it. Once again, doing it right is going to take practice and always reflects the terrain. Look at this rider's posture. The secret is to keep a dynamic balance where your body moves with the terrain, gripping the bike with your lower legs, not loading your weight on the bars. Now with a road bike, the bars can often be too low to be able to do this any length of time, but you still can and must practice the standing position because it's incredibly important when you need it. As well as improved stability, you'll see further and better into the shadows and the potholes and get the bike dash out of the way. Practice at low speed in a car park to begin with, and then when you're out on a ride, try standing up on any flat and then more challenging terrain. It's important to be relaxed when standing as it enhances stability, whereas tensing up has the opposite effect. Next we're going to talk about counterbalancing, another way of positioning yourself on the bike in turns. As in all riding, but especially on unsealed and loose surfaces, you help initiate a turn by weighting the inside peg as you apply counter-steering pressure to the handlebars. Once the turn starts to happen, you can help maintain traction by then weighting the outside peg and often counterbalancing, though your upper body may be centered inside or outside the bike's center line depending on the situation. Nothing is more important for dirt road riding than being in the right balanced position on the bike at the right time. You'll develop a much better riding skill set the more dirt you ride, and it's all easier if you get your butt off the seat. Now let's talk about managing your line on dry dirt roads. Other vehicles will push the surface dirt away from the wheel tracks and create piled gravel between those tyre paths. These flattened tyre paths will have the best grip, and you can always move between them and through the gravel in the middle. To begin, just do it on straight open stretches to help you get comfortable. It'll feel loose as you transition. Standing up also helps as long as you relax. On a single lane dirt road, you should always be in the left path before any blind corner, and of course keep your speed under control. You should always be ready to get into the gravel on the side and even stop if traffic comes the other way. Finally, power. If on a bigger bike, you'll have a larger engine than your average dirt bike, which means more weight but also plenty of torque. Use that to your advantage. On dirt roads, choose a higher gear with lower revs and use the torque to smooth out the ride. Removing hard acceleration or braking all helps your suspension do its job better. Following a nice smooth line, it becomes much easier to roll through the corners, especially when standing. Now if the road does turn seriously up and down, that's different. You'll need to stay in second or even first gear until you're out of trouble, because of the engine braking you get going downhill and the more torque you get when going up. Best bet if the terrain is steep is to go slow and stay in first gear until it's leveled out. In the end, it's up to you to practice and find the right setup for your bike. Every bike is different, just like every dirt road. Okay, now check out the links below to keep learning, then get out there and practice and have some fun.